It all began so simply. My wife, Rachel, had always been a life of the party. Charming, magnetic, the kind of woman who could turn heads with just her laughter. That vibrant energy was one of the things I'd fallen for. She thrived on attention, and I never minded. At least not in the beginning. But somewhere along the line, her need for affirmation grew beyond the boundaries of our marriage. It was a Saturday evening. We were hosting a dinner party, something Rachel absolutely loved. She handled everything, the menu, the decorations, even the seating chart. This was her arena, and I was more than happy to step aside and let her shine. We invited our usual circle of friends, along with a few of her colleagues. One of them was Derek, a smug, self-assured guy who reeked of arrogance with every step. I never liked him, but Rachel had brushed off my concerns. "He's harmless," she'd said. The evening started off like any other. Wine poured freely. Conversation grew animated, and laughter filled every corner of our home. At one point, I went into the kitchen to top off some drinks. That's when I heard Rachel's voice, hushed and conspiratorial, coming from the living room. She and her best friend, Emily, were tucked away in a corner. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but something about her tone made me stop. "I mean, have you seen Derek?" Rachel giggled, a teenage flush in her voice. "That man is a god, and let me tell you, Emily, he knows how to use it." I froze. My heart slammed against my ribs, and my fingers went numb around the wine bottle. Maybe I misheard. Maybe it was a joke. But then I heard Emily gasp, "Rachel, are you serious? What about James?" Rachel's response was a dagger in my chest. "Oh, please. James is sweet, but he's dull. Predictable. Derek is different. And he's huge. James could never." She didn't even finish. She didn't need to. I stood there stunned, our guests laughing in the next room, completely unaware that my world had just caved in. My wife, the woman I trusted with a decade of my life, was boasting about her affair in our house. During our party, I didn't say anything. I didn't storm out. Instead, I walked calmly back into the kitchen, set the bottle down, and forced myself to breathe. That night, I played the role of the perfect host. I smiled, laughed, even chatted with Derek. But inside, I was unraveling. I needed to know just how deep her betrayal went. So over the next few days, I turned into someone else, a man obsessed. I searched her phone records, emails, anything I could get my hands on, and what I found confirmed my worst fears. There were messages, explicit ones, photos, plans to sneak away during work hours. It wasn't just a fling. It was deliberate, ongoing, and filled with the kind of intimacy she used to share with me. But I wasn't going to confront her. Yet, not like that. No, I needed her to feel this, to truly understand what she'd done. I hired a private investigator. I wanted proof. Concrete, undeniable evidence. And I got it. He even discovered that Derek was married. His wife, Lisa, had just given birth, their first child. I contacted her anonymously and laid everything out. She was shattered but grateful, and together we decided on a plan that would expose them both. 2 weeks later, Rachel decided to host another dinner party. She was radiant, upbeat, completely oblivious. Of course, I made sure Derek was invited. He arrived, all smug confidence, giving me that same arrogant smirk. It took every ounce of restraint not to wipe it off his face. But I waited. The moment had to be perfect. Midway through the night, I stood up and tapped my glass. "Everyone, may I have your attention? I want to share something very important." Rachel lit up, probably expecting some romantic gesture. The room fell quiet. I connected my laptop to the TV. Rachel has always been the light of my life. I began, my voice calm despite the chaos inside. But recently, I found out she's been sharing that light with someone else. Confusion spread across the room. Rachel's smile faded. "James, what is this?" she asked with a shaky laugh. I didn't answer. I hit play. The screen lit up with screenshots of texts between Rachel and Derek, raw, explicit, and damning. The room went still except for the gasps. Derek's grin disappeared. Rachel bolted up from her chair, face crimson. "James, stop. Turn it off." But I wasn't finished. The next slide was a nail in the coffin. Photographs of Rachel and Derek at a hotel, wrapped in each other's arms, time-stamped. Undeniable. Chaos erupted. People whispered. Emily looked like she might throw up. And then, from the back of the room, Lisa, Derek's wife, who I'd invited as my guest, stood up. "You're disgusting," she snapped at Derek. "You made vows to me, to our family, and this is what you do?" With her, Rachel, now in tears, tried to speak, but Lisa turned on her. "You knew he was married. You knew." Derek tried to follow Lisa as she stormed out, begging her to listen, but it was too late. Silence settled over the room. Everyone stared at Rachel, once the golden girl, now a crumbling wreck. She turned to me, eyes pleading. "James, please, can we talk? Just us." I shook my head. "Privately? You bragged about him at a party I helped you host. You humiliated me without a second thought. Now you can face the consequences." She slumped into a chair, hiding her face in her hands. No one came to comfort her. No one knew what to say. In the days that followed, Rachel tried everything to salvage what we had. She apologized. She cried. She blamed me, said I wasn't exciting enough, passionate enough. But it didn't matter. I was done. I filed for divorce. And when we split our assets, I made sure everyone knew exactly why. She lost friends, respect, and the life we'd built. Derek didn't fare much better. Lisa took him to court and walked away with everything. His career in ruins. As for me, I'm healing, moving forward. It's not easy, but there's peace in standing up for yourself, in refusing to let betrayal define your worth. Rachel and Derek are left to piece together their broken lives. But me? I'm rebuilding something stronger. Alone but not defeated. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching.